I'm here to say I told you so, because as pointed out by the black belt barrister, he broke down and spoke about how NBC News, who had interviewed Amber Heard, favorably edited her interview to make her look better. Now, you have to go in here and look for it for yourself to make your own judgment, but I want to talk about this. And like I said, don't forget to check out his video, because he did a really interesting explanation, and he talked about how if that is true, if what she is being shown again to be a liar, and we're even seeing that she's being helped in being a liar, this could lead to perjury charges. So this is a pretty big deal. Now, you guys would know, those of you who've been around for a while know that I always talk about how the media, yes, the media is working together with the Hollywood elites, with the world elites, and they're all working together to cover each other's backs, which is why some people get away with everything and others get away with nothing. And this is what we're seeing here. And I already said to you guys that I feel like the judges and people were siding with Amber. We saw this with the UK trial, which I'm going to have to redo the videos of that, I think. Actually, am I going to redo the videos of that? I don't know if I'm going to redo the videos of that. But anyway, either way, I'm going to do some videos about that, where we clearly see the judge repeatedly ignoring character flaws in Amber Heard that they are not addressing, and he's overlooking. But then when it came to Johnny Depp, he didn't want to overlook the situation with Johnny Depp. Now, I have my own feelings. Actually, I'm going to tell you my feelings, why I think they do this. Why are they siding with Johnny Depp? Especially if, as I've said in one of my previous videos, that, you know, Johnny has his own things to bring to the table. I talked about them, you know, being a bit of an Ahab and Jezebel, right? And you can check that video out. And so I said, as much as, you know, Amber absolutely has been lying, she absolutely has been shown, it seems like from what has come forward, that anyways, he won the defamation trial case, and she's even admitted, you know, and they were actually talking about in the NBC interview, where she had admitted that she started the fights and whatever, and that she hit him, because I also talked about that. I also talked about that part. She did do all of that, but that doesn't take away from the fact that, like I said, Johnny does have a lot of connections to a lot of the evil in the industry also, and I talk about all of that in the other video, so you go and check that out. But why, if that's the case, right, if they are both in one way or another in support or a helpful pawn of Hollywood, right, and like I said with Johnny, I feel like Johnny's more the person who's kind of broken and gone through a lot and been through a lot, and is just self-medicating whilst coping with the fact that he hates himself by playing other characters super well, because he doesn't want to be, he wants to be everything but himself, which he said, versus Amber, who's more like enjoying the ride and kind of enjoying being the evil one, right? Why would they side with Amber? And because, guys, that's the opportunity for mass destruction, because siding with Amber, oh my gosh, siding with Amber, I would have closed the window, guys, but it's too warm, okay? I need some fresh air, okay? You just know that I'm in the world. At least you know I'm in the world, hearing dogs barking next door and everything. But anyway, so they want to take the path of most destruction. Therefore, Johnny Depp getting justice gives hope to society that people can fight for their problems and be heard, and that they can have justice, and that they the justice system cares about them, and they can win if they come out. But guess what happens if Amber Heard wins? Instead, number one, now everybody's going to second guess somebody who comes out and says they've been through anything, because they're going to be like, oh, well, we remember Amber Heard, and like, she was saying that, you know, this is really like, it's the he said, she said, isn't it? All you need is a seed of doubt in there. So as time goes on, it's going to be a lot more difficult for, if we continue with the likes of the Amber Heards and people still believing all of her story and that she didn't do anything and that she was the real victim, then eventually that's going to become the norm. And so when people need to get real justice, they won't be able to get that. So that's one thing. Number two, when perpetrators do that, they'll feel more confident to get away with it. I told you guys how I was watching this documentary where a bunch of, you know, people who do inappropriate R-word children, right? They were talking about why they did it. And they asked them, why did you do it? Like, why did you think you'd get away with it? And they said, because the people who did it to us got away with it. Because they know who's going to believe the child, right? The classic, no one's going to believe you. That's the same thing what Amber Heard did, right? So that whole idea, and that's what a lot of people are going to be thinking. A lot of people going through that now are going to be thinking, well, no one's going to believe me. And so we're moving, again, further away from justice, closer to destruction, making it easier for the evil in the world to be as evil as they want to, and even more evil. And that's what I believe is the real purpose of all of this. That's why they're all working together. That's why NBC initially had this thing edited in favor of making her sound like she's making sense, again blurring the lines, right? And she even said that she's like, some things aren't black and white. When you're in a relationship like that, it's just not black and white, it's gray. It's like, no, it's black and white. It's black and white. Don't hit people. Don't hit your spouse. If you hit your spouse, don't hit your spouse. Nothing black and white. This is what the world is, and this is why, you know, I'll say this, y'all, and I always say this, but I say it just to give you guys an understanding. This is why I'm a believer in the Lord, because in the kingdom of light, everything is black and white. You see, when you have gray, think about gray, right? You might say, oh, but some things are gray. Okay, is consent, is that a gray or a black? Is that a gray thing or a black and white thing? Consent? Is that a gray thing or a black and white thing? Right? Do you know what I'm saying? And if we're going to say things like domestic violence are a grey thing, so is it like if you do 2 punches and a slap, then that's not a domestic violence? But if that person doesn't end up with any bruises or bleeding, then it's not real domestic violence. But if you bruise or you bleed, because that's what starts to happen when you don't have a frame of reference, something that's specifically outside of our own human morals that guides our thinking and sets out boundaries and lines for us, which for me is the Bible, right? Then anything can be anything. That's why I made even a video about this guy who had R-worded a child, and you know what he said in court? I identify as an 8-year-old girl. There has to be some boundaries with this stuff. But that's what they don't want. That's why they want to cause destruction, and that's why I believe they did this, because all they need is a seed of doubt. All they need, and this is why a lot of people who've been with narcissistic people or in narcissistic relationships, they can't get out of it, because they're struggling to get somebody to believe their story. Like, reality is real, truth is truth, right? Truth will always stand, and this is why I love the Lord, because God sees everything. So it's like all these people in the world, all these world elites can lie all they want. Listen, the Lord sees everything. So and same to the Amber Heards, the Lord sees you as well, baby girl, right? But for those of us, like for us on the world, and for people who don't believe in stuff like that, think about this. If something can be true, if nobody acknowledges the truth, then it's almost as good as it not being true. If you have been punched by somebody, right? And then you try to tell 20 people, no one believes you. You go and try and tell the police, they don't believe you. Try and tell your family, they don't believe you. No one believes you. The reality you're going to live in is the reality where that thing isn't true, even though it is true. Do you see where I'm coming from? And that's what I believe a lot of this stuff is about. A lot of these cases, a lot of this messy stuff, where it should just be very clear and honest. The girl said she always starts the up fights. It was heard in the audio. She said she hits first. It was heard in the audio, right? That should have been case closed as far as I'm concerned. That's an admission of guilt. Oh, but wait, we didn't decide to look at it like that. Why not? So even evidence, like as the black belt barrister kind of talked about, how there's different types of evidence, and those types of evidences like audios and videos and stuff are usually way more strongly held in court, because you can because that's what actually happened, right? As opposed to people giving recollections where they can change their story, right? Those are supposed to be more trusted in court. But guess what? They didn't do that with Amber, because the judge was like, well, we don't know if she wasn't under oath, so she was not under the obligation to be truthful in what she was saying, or some nonsense for one of the pieces of evidence. It's like, come on, man. Why are you doing that? The reason why you're doing that, not to mention the fact that, if we're being honest, anyway, we won't even go there. Well, we'll go there. If we're being honest, another connection that the judge in the UK trial, and I was talking about the UK trial, by the way, all this stuff, the judge in the UK trial with Amber Heard, his son works at the sister company, Talk Radio, of The Sun, which is the company that was being sued, the actual defendants, in the courtroom. So he's basically there protecting his son's somewhat colleagues, bosses, whatever. And this is why I say to you, they're all working together. See how the judge, that's the legal system, the entertainment, the entertainment industry, that's the Amber Heard portion of it, and then we have the news. And I talk about this in my media playlist, which you guys should check out. That's all I'm going to talk about in this video. Please let me know what else you want me to talk about this. I'm going to continue to speak about the Amber Heard stuff, because y'all, it's crazy up in here. Other than that, guys, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe if I didn't say that already. I never remember if I did. How weird is that? Also, don't forget to hit that like button because I really appreciate if you liked it. And guys, just know that I say this information to you guys because I genuinely care about you and I want to see you win. I want to see you succeed and I want to see you thrive. Okay? I want to see you over where I don't want you to be consumed by the kingdom of darkness. Okay? I want you to be consumed by the kingdom of light that will respect your consent, that will make things black and white, that won't find ways to justify crazy behavior and disgusting evil behavior. And on that note, God bless every single one of you, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.